I'm Dale from Consider Tech, and today we're going to be talking about watchOS 7 because public beta just came out a couple days ago, and I'd do a video on it. So first of all, I'd like to say that watchOS 7 deleted Force Touch, the Force Touch feature, from the Apple Watch. Like before, how say when you were going through to clear your notifications, you'd have to hold or force touch to clear all. Now it's just a button right on top of the right at the very top of your notification center is where all the clear all is now, which I find very odd. But I mean, I guess it helps for new devices because it makes it so that it's less hardware, because the Force Touch feature was a very difficult thing to install, especially if your screen cracked or something like that. To install another screen was really hard because of the Force Touch feature. So now new watches, you don't need the Force Touch feature, so you don't need that extra thing to install. You just have to install a screen, which is way cheaper, easier for you yourself to do instead of getting someone else to do it. It's just way more of a step in the right direction for usability, and it's honestly probably cheaper for them, and that's probably what the main thing was, is it's cheaper for them to make. But I'd like to think that it was good for us too, right? So getting off with all the new features right off the bat. So first of all, there's new faces, watch faces, kind of. Basically, whenever you have a complication, or your complications, like normal, are in kind of like this all in groups now. So say calendar has 4 different kinds of groups. Also, shortcuts has a multiple things. You can hit more, and you have all these shortcuts. Now, the good part about the new complications, like I was saying, is all of these shortcuts can all be on one face now. Instead of being one complication per face, you can have these all on the same complication. They're all on the same watch face. You can have basically your whole face can be one complication. That's good for, say, swimming or paddling or something like that, where your paddling app can have multiple complications and your whole watch face can just be about your paddling stuff. So for that day, say you went paddling that day, well, your watch face can be more toned to that precise thing. Like I said, the Siri shortcuts, again, those are now on the watch because they weren't before. Siri shortcuts can be useful for certain things, like quickly going to things on your phone or something like that on your watch. I still don't really understand the Siri shortcuts on the watch, but I guess for some things it would be useful. Keeping going with the faces, face sharing is a thing. So you can share your face. So if we go into the multi-view, right here you see the send or the share button beside the edit, instead of just being edit or customized like it was before. Now you can add this face, create a message, and add a contact to whoever you want. You can add or you can send the face to from your watch. You can also do that from your phone or whatever not. You can also download watch faces from the App Store or from the web. Just like I talked about in WWDC video, go check that video out right there. You can share it on the web. Sleep mode is very good, and it takes effect of your phone and your watch. So your phone, it takes your phone's audio that it's hearing for the night if you have gotten up or you're still in bed, and it takes your watch's heart rate sensor to see if you're asleep or just in bed. So it basically has a couple of different things. So if it's a dark blue, it means that it's asleep. If it's light blue, it means you're just in bed. And if there's no blue at all, it means you have woken up and you're out of bed. And maybe you went to the bathroom or you went to go get a snack for that period of night. It will tell you that, basically. So it takes both things into effect, which makes it a little bit more accurate. It also cuts down the battery life of your watch so that you're not wasting the battery life of your watch. Very, very useful. I think that is incredible that they finally made sleep tracking a thing on the Apple Watch, and usually if Apple does it for a long period of time, it means they've done it well. And I think they have. Very, very good job. You also see a picture of what it looks like when you're sleeping. It's got this dark mode, and it's got anyway, it's got your alarm and all that. You'll just see it right here. It's very dim, which is good for when you're looking at night. It does not have blinding. Also, unlike the fitness app, you can see your details of your sleep. So if I go to the sleep app right now, and I go to your data for the last 14 days, it shows how long and when I slept. If I did have sleep tracking on tonight, which I did not, it'll show a bar of what I slept like last night, which is good. I honestly think they should totally add that to fitness app, but I'll talk more in details about that later when I talk about the new stuff for the fitness app, which to cause any confusion, it's the activity app, but now in iOS 14 all that, they call it the fitness app instead. I also changed a few things. Again, watch my using the iOS 14 app or iOS 14 video up in the corner to see all that stuff that's changed in the iOS side. This is just going to be about the watchOS side. Before your bedtime, you get a notification. If you're below 30% battery life, you get a notification to charge before you go to bed. And when you wake up, your watch shows you your charge too. It shows you a bunch of things. It shows you your charge, the weather right at that moment, and also shows the time. It shows it in a cool little screen. It's basically your wake up screen. It also notifies you so you can see your charge, and you're like, oh, it's below, say, 20% or 30%, whatever. You can charge it in the morning when you're getting ready and stuff like that, and your phone notifies you when you're at 100% battery life. Little side note, that they finally give you sounds on the watch, because before, remember how if you have an Apple Watch, your alarm would be the one sound, and that was about it, and that kind of annoyed me. But now you can finally pick sounds, just like in what used to be bedtime, I think, on the Apple Watch, how there was the bird song, or on the phone, sorry, the bird song, what else was there? Bird song, there was early riser, a couple of other ones that they were just more low sounding to high sounding, basically, is how they graduate into their gradual sound to wake you up. Those sounds are now on your sleep mode on the watch, so it makes those sounds. It also, if you're in silent mode, just taps you to wake you up, which is very good for if you don't want to wake up anybody else around you. Then, just the tapping feature is quite nice for a silent wake-up call. There's a wind down feature that basically gives you a shortcut to start listening to a podcast or music, or opens a meditation app or whatever you decide it to do there. It also will, if you have Philips Hue lights, it also dim the lights to make you wind down and make you more ready for bed. Then, when you wake up, like I told you already, the time, weather, and battery shows up. I will show an image of that right now, what that looks like. There are new workouts in the fitness app, like I was telling you about. Dance, which is kind of odd. But I guess dancing is a very big workout, and I can see why they would add it. It's a little odd, but you might as well make it work out for everything. especially like, I don't know, cool down, which they for some reason made a cool down workout, which I don't understand, because when you're in a workout, you don't want to cancel and then go back into another workout, which is the cool down workout, when you do your cool down workout, and it's kind of counterproductive. I mean, you're doing things that's going to take you about 15 minutes because it's a small device. Then your cool down is kind of not really a cool down anymore. It's just kind of a warmy cool down thing. It's not really intuitive in my opinion. Also strength training and core training, which I thought they already had core training, but I think it was just CrossFit. So, I mean, CrossFit and core training are very similar. Core training is just more in your core and more like push-ups and like stuff like that. That's not what we're gonna get into right now. I just wanted to tell you about that. Just like in the sleep app, how they have on your watch that night, you can see what you've done, your data basically for that night. I think they should do an in-depth of that for workouts, because right now you can see your activity, but you can't see your workout data. You have to go to your phone. That's fine, but I'm not a big fan of that. I wish that you could see your workouts all in like a little thing in your activity tracking. Maybe there's a thing where you tap the exercise circle, or you tap something like that. I know they have the weekly summary, but they should add you tap on the exercise, and you can see your workouts that you have done, and you can see the data that you see at the end of your workout whenever you want, periodically throughout that day. Gives it a little more of stuff on the watch and not going from your phone to your watch to your phone to your watch, especially since sleep already has it. So I don't see the problem in putting it on the watch. It's a little bit different, I get it, sleeping workouts, but I think if they can, be a great thing to do, especially on the bigger devices, like all the new ones having 42 millimeters and 46 millimeters or something like that. There's cycling stuff from the WWDC video and the iOS video that I talked about are on the watch as well. So the cycling, all that stuff, the turn-by-turn stuff, just like any other activity or any other way of transportation on the maps, going to your watch does the same thing with cycling. There's on-device dictation, which I find very useful because usually Siri, or mainly dictation if I'm trying to text somebody, it sometimes does not connect to my phone properly, especially because I don't have the cellular version. I have just the regular GPS version. So when it doesn't want to connect to my phone properly, I can't use dictation. So on-device dictation will be very useful for making text messages and stuff like that, because then it will just read it instantly and I can hit send. Because the send usually works, it's just the dictation that doesn't work. I don't understand why, but that'll be a very good thing to have. Also, Siri can translate on watch, like, hey Siri. Whoa. Also, Siri has changed, by the way. I did not see that. Hey Siri, Siri looks exactly like the one on the iOS and iPadOS, which is really cool. Hey Siri, translate "Hi, how are you" into German.
Sure, translate into which? Okay, what would you like to translate?
Hi, how are you?
In German, hi, how are you is, hi, wie geht es dir?
See, you can change it to anything. Arabic was in there, French was in there, of course. Anything that you download from on your watch, or on your phones rather, sorry, it can go right to the watch, and Siri can translate for you now on watch, which is good. The translation app should also be on here, by the way, now that I think about it, because some people don't have maybe their phones in their bag or something when they're traveling, so you can just tap and have a conversation on your watch. That'd be very, very useful for traveling, in my opinion. But WatchOS 7 that I thought was very useful to know. If you want to get the public beta, that's what you're going to get in WatchOS 7. So, see you in the next one, and bye.